Greetings, how are you? This is Father Kevin Schneider from Father Kevin's Corner. I'm Father Kevin. This is my corner. Today I'm joined by St. Francis Xavier, a beautiful painting by students at Creighton Prep in our chapel. Francis Xavier was one who went into the world, was sent into the world to bring Christ, to bring an awareness of Christ to everyone he met. So he did that in the East, in the eastern part of our world. And so Francis Xavier is a good role model for us to go into the world. When I think about St. Ignatius of Loyola and what did he think about God, Francis Xavier is a great example of that, going into the world and trying to find God, to seek God in all that you do. St. Ignatius of Loyola experienced God himself through his rituals, through his religion, through being a Catholic, through being alive in that church, but also being aware that God filled him with joy when he thought about things of truth and justice and peace and hope. And God left him empty when he thought about things of the world. So when I want to find God, I want to see what fills me with joy, what fills me with hope, what fills me with justice. And that's what I think God is for Ignatius and for me. Ignatius's idea of God, the most prominent one, is God as friend. Think about your friendships. What do your friendships lead you and teach you about God? And what can you learn about God through being a friend? I think of many of my friends who are open and caring, who are challenging, inviting, and risky in terms of how they see me and how they think I should see the world. When I think about my friends and I think about how they treat me and teach me about God, I know I learn a lot about God in the world. I can see God in nature. I can see God in all the gifts, the birds, the animals, as well as all of the things, the rocks, the trees, the plants, and all of the things that we build. God gave us the gift and the ability to be able to share that with others so that we can grow in knowing who God is for us. What brings us joy? What leaves us empty? That's a tough question to ask and to answer, knowing that we are fed with joy because of creation, because of snow and rain, because of sun and clouds. God fills us because it helps us remember He is with us always. The Holy Spirit helps us to remember, the triune God, the Spirit, the Son, and the Father, helps us to remember that God is in everything. Can I begin by saying God has all things and made all things for us so that we can go into the world and bring God to others? Francis Xavier was very interested in bringing God to others. Can we be interested in finding God in all things and then sharing God with others in each and every moment of our lives? How do you feel loved? How are you cared for? How are you challenged? How are you invited? Our good God invites us to think about that. Ignatius wants us to share with that. Can we know God in our lives by being friend, by being the one who brings joy and hope, justice and compassion to each person we meet? Thank you for listening today. May you know God's love for you in your life as He helps you grow in your love for one another.